the VITURE Luma Pro XR glasses. They have kindly sent them out for me to take a look and give them a quick review ahead of the release date on July 8th. And in this video, I'm going to let you know my thoughts. And with this being my first set of XR glasses, I can tell you that I've been seriously impressed. First of all, you are greeted with a fantastic unboxing experience. The glasses come in a really nice carry case that feels premium and even has a magnetic flap that holds the USB-C connector cable that connects to the glasses from your phone, your laptop, or whatever other compatible device you're using. As well as that, you get a separate box with the different nose pad attachments that you can swap out to get the perfect fit. They attach and remove magnetically, which makes it a breeze trying to find the best one. There's a few adapters and then this cool pin that's all in here, all included in the package. All of the packaging is really premium, and personally I think that is half the battle, especially when you've spent your hard-earned money on a device like this. So you may be asking, what are XR glasses? You've probably heard terms like AR, VR, MR and XR over the years, and put really simply, XR glasses are wearable devices usually shaped like regular eyeglasses like these ones, or goggles that provide extended reality, that's your XR experiences. XR is an umbrella term that includes AR, so augmented reality, which is overlaying digital content onto the real world. You've seen examples like that with Pokemon Go and other apps like that. Then you have VR, which is virtual reality. It's your fully immersive digital environment, stuff that Meta does with the Quest and stuff like that, where you're fully immersed in a gaming or virtual world in a 3D space. Then you have MR, or mixed reality. This is a blend of both physical and digital worlds where virtual objects can interact with the real environment and so on. So you can kind of have holograms sitting on a real couch and stuff like that. XR glasses integrate sensors, like this one has a camera on the front, displays and processors to project digital images into your field of view. And of course, depending on the model and the purpose that it's kind of for, they'll show digital information, so your text, your images, your movies on top of the real world. And in this case, the Luma Pro use electrochromatic film that you can actually toggle on and off to further immerse yourself in what you're doing with a completely black background, or you can switch it off and it toggles the glass to transparent, which helps maximize productivity in work. That's what I've mainly been using them on, but when I want to watch a movie, I switch them to fully blackout and it's really, really good. You can of course use them to game, watch films, or have multiple monitors floating in your field of view. Some really popular models that you may know in this space are the likes of the Apple Vision Pro, which kind of blends the virtual and the physical world, and this does the exact same kind of thing. The Luma Pro product itself is really compact, and you can see it comes in the familiar glasses style shape. They're extremely comfortable to wear, especially over long periods, and are definitely a little bit on the thicker side than regular sunglasses, but of course there's so much tech that you have to fit in here, and it's really impressive that they're fitting screens, speakers, and all that comes with it in such a small package. So to get started, all you need is the device you want to connect to. So in this case, I use my laptop, the provided USB-C to connector cable, and of course the glasses themselves. I'd recommend when you plug it in, spending some time swapping between the different nose pads to get the right fit, so the screens are giving you the best view possible, but also following that up by adjusting the toggles above each eye. These are for adjusting myopia and to ensure your eyes are focused and can clearly see the text and so on being displayed on the screens in front of them. I also like to tilt the temples, which make a really satisfying sound, to ensure that the screens are perfect and in place for my vision. There has been a lot of thought put into this product, and I really think you're getting a lot of bang for your buck when it comes to customizability and just getting the fitment perfect. Once you have all this done, you are all connected and you're ready to go. Personally, I do not game a whole pile, and you can of course use these for gaming, but my main use case that I've been using them for is in work and for multitasking, or when work's done, switching on a film on Netflix. And I have to say, for those use cases, the device has just blown me away, especially considering the price point with this model coming in at $499. It is of course as simple as plug and play into your laptop, but you can download their Spacewalker or immersive 3D apps, which are still being optimized for this model, to get even more out of the device, which would allow you to have multiple screens in your field of view. But in my case, I just like to keep things simple and see what would work with my day to day. So I kind of stayed away from all those apps that can really make the most of this product. When we dive into the actual product itself, the screens are extremely bright and are described as being 4K-like with extremely good sharpness on text, and it feels extremely immersive, especially when you flick the glasses into the blackout setting on the chromatic displays. I know this is something that the team has worked extremely hard on to get right, and I think they've nailed it to the point that I find myself actually turning the brightness of the screens down more often than not, which is a really good thing, as it means there is a ton of adjustability in this area, and you don't have to be worried about a dull screen barely being able to see anything. But even with that said, at full brightness you do not really feel that much eye strain over long periods of time. And with that, I'm really impressed by the clarity of text through the glasses. It's extremely hard to get this and convey this over video, but you will just have to take my word for it. I can easily send emails upon emails and read emails without issue with these glasses. One thing I will point out is that if you're using the glasses to watch a film at full brightness over a long period of time, they do get warm, and it's not uncomfortable by any means, but it's definitely worth a mention. When we take a look at the design of the glasses, they have a completely translucent design, which is really subtle, but when you notice it, you see all the hidden details, like the future is on view written on the inside of the arm, and some of the components that go into making this what it is. You'll also notice the speakers on the arms. These things are fantastic, and once you toggle to use the built-in speakers, you really get clear audio, and the person beside you can barely hear what you're listening to. It's seriously impressive. Moving further along the glasses, you'll notice that there are short buttons either side, and on the left side you also have a rocker type switch for adjusting brightness and other different features within the glasses themselves. Some tips and tricks in that area: you can single tap the left short button to switch between brightness and volume, and then of course you can use the rocker to adjust those up and down. You can long press the same button to turn the screen completely on or off. You can double click the same button to cycle through your favorite color modes, so if you like a different color view you can do that there. You can then single tap the right short button to toggle the electrochromatic film on or off, which is probably my most used button. And then lastly, you can double click the right short button to toggle the dynamic light effects. One of the arms is this really cool dynamic light LED that does things differently depending on what is happening with the device. It's just one of those cool features that you can add on to the list that I mentioned throughout this video. There are a couple of models that VITURE are bringing to the market. First of all, you have the Luma Pro, which is this model, and it's available now at launch, starting at $499. Comes with your front RGB camera, the magnetic connection of course, and it's kind of just the middle of the road, really good device that kind of does everything, and to be honest this is the one I would be going for. Then you have the Luma Ultra, which is available in August. That starts at $599, so it's the more premium end. It comes with the camera on the front of course to help with the different fields of view and the different levels of vision and hand gestures and stuff that's coming down the line. It has 2 depth cameras, which is what you're getting different, and then of course the magnetic connection. Then you have the Luma, which is $399, no built-in camera and a USB-C connection directly in. These are the more budget-friendly glasses. If you want to get started and you don't want to go really in the deep end with the more expensive models, this is the one for you. And then they are launching the Beast model, which is $549, comes with your front RGB camera, your USB-C connection, and some crazy specs on the screens that they'll be sharing closer to the time. With that said, I have to say, if this is what is being put out now for such a competitive price point, I'm really looking forward to seeing what VITURE put out over the coming years, and I really hope you enjoyed this video, and if you'd like to pick one up for yourselves, check the description, I'll leave a link down below. I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.